Bonjour, I'm Hailey.
Bonjour, I'm Rhyann.
Bonjour. Hi, I'm Ivana.
Welcome to Pop Culture Lab episode 4. And welcome us back to America.
Because we just flew in from Petty.
For no reason.
No reason
at all. No reason in particular.
But we did hear that something crazy happened while we were there.
I think so.
Totally unrelated to our trip. We had no clue.
I don't know nothing about that.
Okay, we have to talk about the loop heist.
That we had no part of?
That we had zero part of. But everyone's talking about it. I just can't even believe that something like that would happen in my lifetime. And then, of course, all the memes in the comments, just make it such, even more of a spectacle.
Yeah, it's been such a fun time to be on the internet.
I think there's brands that are handling it extremely well, like Dunkin'. We know Dunkin' always hops on a trend.
Yeah, I think it's been really interesting. Like, something we've been talking about recently is, brands reacting to news. And I think that, Dunkin' does it in a really smart way. They have a very clear voice. They're very humorous, very funny. They have their little thirsty spider. And I think having him... They have such a clear view of, who their audience is and, what tone to speak to them in. And I think, having their little thirsty spider post about it was just perfect.
For sure. Dunkin', they're used to jumping on trends. They know exactly, they're always a part of social media, and not everyone can be like that. But when you can be a part of a fun conversation, I think you should try. And someone that did that well is Nickelodeon. Swiper, no swiping. They hopped in, and their audience has grown up. So even though their audience now might not know much about the Louvre, I think their older audience can connect with it, and it's just so much fun and brings that brand top of mind.
Yeah, like you said, I am a former Dora stan. So when I saw that they used Swiper in the Louvre conversation, I just thought it was so funny, and they definitely took the opportunity at hand and used it for something like reconnecting with an old audience, like you said. And I think that is really important for brands to do, because obviously the audience has shifted, but they're still finding a way to bring themselves in a conversation.
And I think he definitely did the crime. I'm calling it out. These are the death of me. How did I get that far? And someone else, perfect timing for them to hop on this trend. Then Now You Can See Me 3 is coming out. If
Timing's
you didn't know,
everything.
it's coming out this month.
I didn't know until this
literally,
trend.
Right? So it's such good free PR for them, because people actually thought that this was a PR stunt from them. Yeah. Which is just insane.
I think that's so cool. It shows that you don't have to do much, but just if you're there at the right time with the right message, it can have such a big impact. And I think when we're talking about trends, just being ready for what's always coming. There's holidays always coming. Obviously, we're coming off spooky season. We're coming off pumpkin spice latte season, and we're going into Thanksgiving, Christmas, with Super Bowl, Met Gala.
Yes.
Brands need to get on their jobs.
Yeah. I mean, there's also these bigger events, the World Cup is coming to America in the springtime, and it'll be really interesting to see how brands are going to hop on the opportunity to not only speak to Americans, but people that are international. Soccer is huge everywhere else. And it'll be really fun to see how brands are going to leverage that moment in time, because they're going to be able to expand in so many different ways that they might not have before.
Yeah, and I think these are trends you can always count on. Halloween's always gonna be in October, Christmas is always gonna be in December. You can really plan around these things more so than you can the fast-paced, small trends that are kind of gone in a week to a month. So I just think keeping that in mind. Obviously, the Olympics doesn't happen every year, but it happens enough that you know how to plan for it.
Exactly.
You should know who you want to talk to, who you want to use to talk to them, that kind of thing.
And with all the added time, create something that people can look forward to. People look forward to Starbucks pumpkin spice lattes. People look forward to the Halloween cheese balls. I look forward to Dunkin' Munchies, little munchie box. I even like the little spider. Create something that people can, count on every single year, because ultimately trends are cyclical. And what goes around comes back around. And something that we're seeing come back around is, I mean, nostalgia is just huge right now anyway. People are yearning for the past. But a lot of people have been saying that this year in particular was one of the best years of their lives, and they didn't know it. And that's 2016.
The last good year, some might say.
One true marker of 2016 is turquoise black hair, King Kylie. King Kylie, okay? I can't believe it's been 10 years since Kylie Cosmetics was released. Like, she seems like such a different person to me now. Like, she's a mom. I'm a mommy.
Mamacita?
Mamacita. Anyways, it's also really funny because King Kylie, released a song as well, and I always see things on my timeline about bring 2016 back, but not even just the way that we were living. I think the music itself is something people are always longing for, and obviously Kylie was trying to do that by releasing music. She's not a musician, we all know this, but
We do.
touching on that, and we see this with things that also feel a little 2016 coded, like the Maui Wowie challenge.
The Maui Wowie challenge.
You know, that song came out in like 2008, but something about Kid Cudi is just so 2016 coded.
Also, my girl, Nikki. She feels
Nikki?
2016.
She
feels
does.
2016. And now her Bees in the Trap song is coming back.
Great song.
And I like that it's paired with that other song. What's it called? What's Up?
Going On?
What's Going On?
It is called. I think it is called "What's Up," isn't it?
I don't know.
It
But
might
it's a
actually be
good
called What's
song.
Up.
We love that song.
Great song.
I just think
For
that
non-blondes.
those two songs meshed together like really represent the dichotomy of just how we're feeling in this year of 2025.
Yeah. Definitely nostalgic times, especially because
I
we were
know.
like so much younger back then.
We were so
I had
much
so much
younger.
many less problems. I was 12.
Many less problems.
Oh. That's not true, is it? 10 years ago? 10 years ago, I was thinking I was 12. How old was I in 2016? 14?
Oh my gosh.
I'm,
And that was the
I'm
best
younger
year of
than
your
both
life?
of you. No, it was not. I would not say 2016 was the best year of my life.
Okay, but it was still a good
Freshman year
Okay.
of high school. Even though these trends like were in 2016 and they like died out, they are coming back, which just goes to show how like the life cycle of a trend is so cyclical, and you never know like what's going to be relevant again.
You never know, so you should always be ready for it. You should always be up to date on what's going on, and you should always be aware of what your audience is interested in because you want to be ready.
Be ready so you don't have to get ready. I mean,
Clock it. And I think this also goes when picking influencers. I think that takes a level of knowing, you know, who your audience is and who they're connected with and what they value. And I think, you know, influencers, they're always promoting trends. They're always pushing trends, moving them. But when you work with them, you get a level, like a dynamic to that relationship that's different than just being part of conversation.
yeah, and I think it's also important to understand what an influencer really is. I think people hear that word and they automatically think that it's somebody that is just on social media and posting silly little content videos when it's much deeper than that. It literally is just somebody who can influence your brand in a positive way.
Yeah, and I also think it's important to choose influencers that are right for your brand. And beyond that, I think it is really important to not only all of that, but like make sure you're choosing influencers that are right for your brand, like a right partnership. Like you don't want to choose someone that doesn't make sense just because they're popular. And a lot of brands, I think, sometimes fall into that trap. And you're like, what does this say about you? Or like, what does it say about them? And it's also important, like it is a partnership that goes both ways. So it's just as important for it to be on brand for you as it is for them.
Exactly. And of course, with working with influencers, you get so many added benefits because of that relationship with their audience, but also there's a bit of a risk that can come with it. And I think, you know, if you're clear on what you're doing, you can be ready to stand behind them. And I think I have to give it to them. I don't know why they got so much backlash, but Victoria's Secret and Angel Reese, I loved that. I absolutely loved that. And we saw Victoria's Secret stand behind, you know, Angel, who of course should be an angel. Her name is Angel.
Her name is literally Angel. It's crazy. Angel Reese is the first athlete to be a Victoria's Secret model, and it just seems like it should have happened so long ago. But Angel makes so much sense for Victoria's Secret as a brand because, not only is she an athlete, she's somebody that is actively involved in fashion and speaking about body positivity and things like that. She's gone to the Met Gala. She has incredible looks to give constantly. And seeing her in the Victoria's Secret fashion show just made my heart so happy because I love her and she looked great.
Yeah. And like sports are definitely not my forte, but I have never heard like talking about trends. I haven't heard this much about women's basketball in like forever. Like it's such like it's been so popular in the past like 3 years or so. So I thought it was like perfect for the times. Like it's getting more popular, so they're promoting it. I think it's the like perfect time for them to start using athletes.
Yeah, speaking on that, I think it also brings a wider audience to Victoria's Secret. They've always been known for being a sexy brand, and being athletic is something that is sexy. It's empowering.
Very.
And Angel, she just captivates it so well.
Ugh, I love Angel. And someone else that showed out at the Victoria's Secret show is Jasmine with her belly and the pearls. Like, she looked amazing.
She looks so pretty.
Oh my gosh. It just goes to show, like, sexy isn't just one thing. It's so many different things. And it shows the risks that Victoria's Secret is willing to take and how, honestly, they're evolving as a brand.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they're evolving as a brand and bringing Angel and Jasmine into this. It just goes to show that they want to change the past. They want to change the past of what they had been known for and bring a more positive light. And I think Jasmine and Angel are the perfect examples because they're just so empowering in so many different ways.
Yeah, so I think when we're looking back on what these brands have done right, I think timing was a big thing.
For sure.
You don't want to go on a stale trend. You want to hit them at the right time. I mean, we don't know how long people will be talking about the Louvre, but
we're still talking about it.
We are obviously still talking about it, but the brands hopped on it, in the beginning of its popularity. And I think that really showed and kept them, more popular than whoever else jumped on.
Yeah, for sure. And the brands that like did jump in on it were really smart about it, and they've made sense for them.
Yeah, like you guys were saying, it made sense for the brands that hopped on it. They made sure that their tone of voice with the trend matched their tone of voice of their brand. I think too, like, brands will be very quick to hop on a trend and it won't make any sense, and that's when it comes across as inauthentic. Don't just hop on a trend to hop on a trend. Hop on a trend that makes sense to who you are as a brand.
Again, being intentional about what you choose to do and what conversation you choose to be a part of. I mean, we've talked about Dunkin' a lot, but the reason we can talk about Dunkin' is because they know what their audience is going to relate to. So they know exactly how to jump in conversations. They know what to say, and they know how to make things that actually relate to their audience.
Yeah,
And
not
that's
every
huge.
brand can like hop into every conversation, and they're very good about like making sure they're able to hop into a lot of them. So okay, hold on. Unconscious matter. So I'll say connects with your audience.
We've said that.
Have we?
I think we said everything.
It's just kind of a wrap up.
Be careful.
We just be talking, guys.
Yeah, we are.
We can say this. Yeah, we haven't talked about that specifically here.
Wait.
Like,
Yeah, you go. Another thing, I mean, when you're going to be part of these trends, create something worth talking about. And it doesn't have to be something big. Now You See Me didn't do anything huge, but it's just about positioning yourself to be something interesting already. You can't expect the trend to make you interesting. So, I mean, making something worth talking about, and I think making something that feels relevant to you, because if you don't, it'll seem inauthentic. So, as you can see, we're still excited about the Louvre, and Paris was just such a fun time.
very excited to go to the pawn shop after this.
But a week from now, we might not care about this anymore. Isn't that crazy?
I hope you don't
That's
care
how
about it
fast trends come and go. Even though this is like
a huge cultural event, the
news, they come and go.
that fast. Just how fast our culture moves.
I think too, like with that being said, it's important to realize as a brand, you don't need to just hop on a brand or a trend while it's happening. You want to make sure, like we said, it matches who you are, but also hop on while it's still climbing. Don't hop on 2 weeks later thinking that it's still going to be relevant. And obviously there's technical issues with getting it approved and things like that, but you just want to make sure that you're hopping on it at the right time.
Yeah. I think it's not about being a part of everything. It's about, you know, having a strategy and just really being aware of what's out there and being aware of what your audience cares about. I think if you have those two, you can be really intentional about what trends you need to be on. And make it fun.
And speaking of fun, obviously we had a lot of fun with this one.
Yes.
So much. This was a treat.
It was spooky.
I know where you're going with that.
How do they end it?
I don't know. I
Are
don't
people
remember.
Thanks for watching.